Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, the party starts now. Will you be ready? I hope so. What is up, you guys? APEXBOOM. Welcome back to another task setup video, episode 10, I think so. Don't quote me on that. We'll see once the video actually comes out. Today is a very special task setup video because it is for one of the most hypest Jordan 1 releases of the year, the Dark Mochas. I cannot express how excited I am. Not really anxious, not nervous, not any of that, but mainly excited I am to be finally having the chance to run for these, and I hope you guys feel the same way. So as you guys know, we're gonna go through a few different site types. No, actually I'll rephrase that. We're gonna go through 2 different site types. Shopify first off, and then we're gonna move on to foot sites. And I'm gonna sort of elaborate on the recent changes that have happened, as you guys know, with Data Dome and all that good stuff, and what I may be doing to try to combat those changes, because as you guys know, they absolutely kill residential data now. At least I take that back. It may or may not. It just depends on if a GIF is up. But I know you are able to get captures and stuff like that now. Hypothetically, perhaps you may. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to talk about that when we get to that. All right, so first off, we're going to be starting off with Shopify like we always do. You guys know, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have not Kith dropping. I'm already fumbling already. We have Undefeated dropping, so we're going to go ahead and pull that up, man. Like I always say, you can use any bot for these task setup videos. I only use NSB because I know a lot of you guys use NSB, so I figured why not use this. But this is literally just like a template that can be applied to any other bot of your choice. All right, so starting off with keywords, as you guys know, it should not be a surprise at this point, but Kith always is very in particular with their keywords, and a lot of the times they'll use AJ5 instead of actually spelling out Air Jordan 5 or this anything else like that. So wait, did I say AJ? Oh man, I'm fumbling already. I'm in AJ1. Okay, so we're gonna have a few different sets of keywords. First off, we're gonna have AJ1, and we're gonna do AJ1 sale minus GS minus PS minus kids minus INF. I think that's it. Yep, that should be good. All right, and we're gonna do one more batch of keywords with AJ1 together like this. AJ1 sale minus GS minus PS minus kids minus infants. All right, now we're gonna do one more set. Now the second set of keywords will be AJ1 space, and we'll just do dark. You can either do Dark Mocha or just Mocha, whichever one works for you. Either one should be fine though. Minus GS minus PS minus kids minus infants. All right, let's do this one more time. This, you know what, I do not feel like spelling that out one more time, so I'm just gonna copy and paste it and just do it like so, because I just don't feel like it. All right, perfect. Now this is for Undefeated. Remember, as you guys know, there's going to be anti-bot countermeasures on, so you need to have on whatever type of anti-bot mode that your bot supports. Have that on. For NSB is Cyborg 3.0. For Cyber or another bot of your choice, it may be something like Safe Preload or Human Mode or something like that. But please make sure you have that on. You will not be copying anything. So we have that enabled. Size, honestly, for these shoes, I believe almost any size is perfect, except I think like a size 14. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But for me, I always typically leave the sizes blank because I'm fine with any size. It does not matter to me. And like I said in my last video, well, like I always say anyways, I only do one task on Undefeated because I'm not sure if they're able to track how many times I log in at one time on Undefeated, which can possibly lead to cancels. So I always only do one task per account. Now, if you're fine with using more tasks for just one account, hey, go for it. That's completely fine. This is just my personal preference, what I like to do. Now, we're going to go ahead and untick use shared monitor. And for our delays, of course, as you guys always know, this should be a staple at this point. We're going to set them at 10,000 milliseconds, and be sure to start your task 5 minutes beforehand, and make sure to lower your delays to anywhere from 3,000 to 3,500 milliseconds, about 1 minute 30 seconds before the drop goes live. All right, now of course you have to require login. Please make sure that you're logged in. Yes, I know that says login. I misspelled login. Okay, so we have our username and password and put it into the bot now. Now the only thing left to do now is just create our task. So Boom, there we go. We are now set up for undefeated. As you guys know, if keywords do not pick up, it is best to go ahead and already have your monitor already open, so just in case something happens, you can go ahead and just copy the link and just hold on. You can just give me 1 second, guys. Press Control and left click, and then Control L, and you can just the link will automatically place right here, but you can just go ahead and click OK, and you'll have the link put in ASAP, as soon as possible. And that's just hypothetically if keywords do not pick up. All right, now that is for undefeated. Now, as you guys know, when it comes to 10 a.m. sites, I tend to be a little bit more general because, like I said, this isn't a where to cop, who to cop from. This is a more like a how to cop, or how to set up in a way. So let's get back to it. Like you guys will know, like I always say, I always use Kit as my template for this. So we're going to be a little bit more general with keywords this time around because because it's not like undefeated, or yeah, it's just not like undefeated. So there are going to be a lot of sites dropping. We may have Jimmy Jazz, DTLR, Kit, Concepts, a lot of stores, just a whole bunch of stores. So to be a little bit more general with our keywords, we can do something like Air Jordan 1. Or even if you want to do Jordan Retro 1, like I said, there's multiple ways you can do these. You can do Air Jordan 1, Jordan 1, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know. All right, so Air Jordan 1 sale minus GS, minus PS, minus kids, minus infants, comma, this is a new set of keywords. This time we're going to do Air Jordan 1, Dark Mocha, oops. I was about to put Sark Mocha. Dark Mocha minus GS minus PS minus kids minus infants. Perfect. Now, if you want to go ahead and make a few more different sets of keywords, for example, something like Jordan Retro 1 sale or Jordan Retro 1 Dark Mocha, that's completely fine. Like I always say, as a liability warning, if you're not fine with these keywords, wait till your bot Discord group or your CUT group puts out keywords if you're not comfortable with these. If you're fine with these, go for it. But I always like to say that just in case someone wants to come at me like, because of you, I caught the wrong size. And, you know, I just like to put that, what I mean by wrong sizes, you know, I caught like a kid's pair, a baby shoe or something like that. So I just always like to put that in there just in case as a liability warning if you guys aren't comfortable with these keywords. All right, now this is basically almost a similar setup to Undefeated, besides we actually don't have to log in at all. The only site we have to log in for at 10 a.m. is Concepts. So please keep that in mind. If you want to run for Concepts, you have to log in. But every other store, you're completely fine. You do not have to log in. You have to basically just like rinse and repeat of Undefeated. Start your task 5 minutes beforehand with a 10,000 millisecond delay, and then after that you want to drop your delay to, sorry guys, I got a text that threw me off a little bit, but you want to drop your delays to anywhere between 3,000 to 3,500 milliseconds. Now I'm getting the call. I'll be right back. All right, so to get back where we were, you want to drop your delays from 10,000 milliseconds, which you will start 5 minutes before the drop goes live, and you want to drop that down to 3,500 to 3,000 milliseconds, 1 minute to 30 seconds before the drop goes live. Now, I would stress to you guys that if you're going to do 10, we'll run multiple 10 a.m. sites, try to use at most 2 no proxy tasks. If you want to stretch out 3, you can try, but if you're going to use more than 1 no proxy task, it is always a safe bet to have 135 milliseconds as your delay. Do not try 3,000, 2,600, 2,500, or nothing like that. Try to stick with 3,500 or something just a little bit below that if you want to. Now, hypothetically, let's say for me, if I was going for multiple Shopify sites, I would do 5 tasks for 10 a.m. sites. And let's just say hypothetically that these are all different tasks. Don't mind me. These are all hypothetically different tasks. And I do it like this. Now all of these have no proxy. So for the ones that don't have no proxy, I'll just go in and put in, let's say that these are some ISP proxies. I'll put that in. I'll put in another. I'll put in. All right, here we go. One more proxy. And I'll do something like this. This will be my general setup if I were going for 10 a.m. sites. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let me actually put this one as no proxy. Okay, now this would be something. This would be my general setup right here. If I'm going for all the 10 a.m. sites, I would have 2 tasks with no proxy and the rest would have proxies. Now for these tasks right here that have proxies, you can drop your delays lower. You can drop them anywhere between, if you want to, 3,000 to 2,500 milliseconds or something like that, because you have multiple proxies to use. So if one gets banned, it'll just switch to the other one. But you can't really do that with these because this is all you got. Once these are done, that's it for the release, and you're not copying anything. But that is all for 10 a.m. sites. Remember, for Kith, you need an early link, everything else keywords. Now let's go on to foot sites. All right, so for foot sites, we're going to start with Foot Locker. First and foremost, you want to put in your SKU. There we go, boom, like so. Now if you want to go for multiple sizes, you guys should already know, but if you don't know, if you want to go, for example, let's say a size 10, a size 12, and a size 13, you would do size 10, size 12, and a size 13. And the bot will try, well, for whatever size picks up first, it'll go for that particular size. So it'll go for a 10 or a 12 or a 13. It won't go for a 10 and a 12 and a 13. It will go for either out of these 3. But I like mine's on the random available because that's just what what I'm comfortable with. All right, now get on the foot sites. Now, as you guys know, with Data Dome being implemented, things are a little bit different when it comes to Shopify. A lot of bots have already adapted to it because you may need to actually solve captures when you check out and all that stuff, depending on the level of your and the quality of your proxies. So for me personally, I would suggest, now for me, being realistically, it all depends on how many cookies you have. Like if you're running on a bot that already has cookies generated and things of that nature, you can of course do more tasks that way. I would just suggest using a lot more profiles so that way you don't get you don't end up having the risk of having more cart empties or having your cart drop or anything like that, so you can't check out. I would suggest trying to use as many profiles as you can. So that means the more profiles you use, the less tasks per profile that are spread out. So I mean, the more tasks per profile that are spread out. So for example, instead of using one profile that has five tasks per site, you could do something where like every profile has 1 or 2 tasks per site, depending on how many profiles you use. For me personally, I'm gonna probably end up using maybe 12 to 15 to 20 profiles. And so I maybe spread that in between 2 to 3 tasks per site or something like that. But that's just, for the fact of you don't face any issues with trying to actually check out and they end up seeing that you're trying to check out on the profile with one, let me rephrase that. You want to do that just to make sure you don't have any issues trying to check out, because if any of the foot sites pick up that more than one task is past queue and is trying to check out, you won't check out because they've detected it. It's the same information again, so you won't be able to check out anything. So let's get started with this. All right, so as you guys know, right now ISPs are king when it comes to foot sites. Then is residential proxies. ISPs are always much better quality profiles. Proxies, because they are less likely to get banned than residentials. The residentials, they're more unstable than ISP proxies. So if you do have ISP proxies, or if you have not gotten any yet, please try to get some for this release, because they will be crucial, and not even for just the data's sake, because they may end up having a GIF up as well for this type of release, but just because of the quality of the proxy itself. All right, so let's say hypothetically, do I have any ISPs in here? Yeah, SISP. Now we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna spread this out over several profiles. So starting off with Foot Locker, we're gonna do 2 tasks on normal mode, and then we're gonna do 2 tasks on restock mode, just like that. Then we're going to go to foot action. Let me copy that real quick. Go to foot action, do the same thing. 2, go to champs. What in the world? Go to champs and do the same thing. Did my voice just like give out right there? Boom, boom. And last but not least, go to East Bay. Oops. And do the same exact thing. So just something relative to this. All right, so I would recommend doing something like this. Now we're going to your next profile and just rinse and repeat like this. Boom, restock mode. Let's take it back to Foot Locker. Boom. I know this is a very boring process, but don't worry guys, we're gonna get through it. We're going to get through it. And last but not least, what did I do? I did Foot Locker, foot action. Wait, where's the foot? No, champs. Champs sports. All right. Something like this. But even if you're not comfortable with this, like even if this is still too many profiles for you, then you can go ahead and use a different type of way of maybe running more profiles with less tasks perhaps. So let's say, for example, you just have, for every profile, you have 1 to 2 tasks instead of doing 3 to 4 tasks. That's completely fine as well if you can spread it over that many. Now, if you don't have that many profiles, that is completely fine. Just keep in mind that you may have a few issues, maybe with getting your cart empty, not with checking out, but just getting your cart empty and things of that nature. Because as you guys know, things are a bit different with foot sites. It's going to be a little bit harder, so we have to make sure we're ready to actually kill it, take stock, all of the above. Now, this is pretty much it for foot sites. This is like a template. I hope that it is relatively, I don't want to say detailed enough, but it makes sense. Because as you guys can see, we have literally only four tasks per profile for each site. So for Tyke, there's only 4 tasks on Foot Locker, only 4 tasks on Foot Action, only 4 tasks on Champ Sports, only 4 tasks on East Bay. And the same goes for all the other profiles as well. So I would just spread it out to something of that nature. Now, if you're fine with that, go for it. If you're not fine with that, then I would suggest trying to use more profiles over less tasks if you can, if that makes sense in a way. But yeah, you guys, this is going to be a very, very interesting release with Datadome implemented. Hopefully a few bots have already made changes to combat it, just in case we have to actually solve CAPTCHA. Remember what I said, ISPs are king, they're in residential data, simply because of the quality of the proxy, not even talking about it eating up data already as is when the GIF is up on foot sites. So just keep this in mind. Make sure to start your task 10 to 15 minutes ahead of time. Do not forget that is crucial. You're gonna have a whole lot harder of a time if you start your task like 5 seconds beforehand or something like that. But yeah, you guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's cook out this weekend. This is gonna be absolutely one of the biggest Jordan 1 releases of the year. Good luck to you all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.